Today I'm making lip balm. So we're coming into fall, everybody's lips are getting dry. The lip balm is selling out in the store, so I need to make some more. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so I have in here beeswax. So this is beeswax from our bees. Then I'm going to add kapakua. I don't know if that's exactly how you say it, but that is a soft butter that I'm adding. Kokum butter. So kokum butter is a hard butter. It's an alternative to cocoa butter, but I prefer this to cocoa butter. It doesn't have quite the smell of cocoa butter, and it's a little bit harder than cocoa butter, but I think it does really nicely in a lot of the skincare products that I make. So I'm just gonna get the right amount of this in here. Of course, I've washed my hands prior to doing this. All right, just a tiny bit more. Okay, perfect. So I have the perfect amount of that. The next thing that I'm going to use is organic hemp seed oil. Get this top opened. Okay, so let's pour this in. So this is obviously an oil. Get just the right amount of this. Okay, and then the next thing that I use is this is a sunflower oil. This is actually native to Wisconsin, which is why I really enjoy using this. All right, then we'll put some of this in here. Again, another oil. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have the perfect amount of our butters and the wax, as well as our oils. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put them in here to the wax warmer. So everything has to melt. It all has to become liquid. Once it becomes liquid, I will add the essential oil, pour it into our tubes, and we let it dry. So give me just a little bit. I'll come back after this is warm and show you the next process. So we're still waiting for the beeswax to completely melt. It's getting there. You can see it does take a while. That beeswax is pretty dense. So I'm going to show you what we do. So these are our containers. So they say Eagle Eye Farm Lip Balm. We are changing these containers. They will now say Farm Girl Fab Skincare, because that is the name of my skincare company. But for right now, we're going to use up these already custom made containers. And then I have these custom made molds. Okay, so what happens is I just put in the bottom of the mold the container, and then it's really slick. You just pour the liquid solution into all of these. I'll fill this up with these containers, and then we'll have lip balm after it dries. So I'll show you that process. Give me just a little bit more time for all this to completely melt. Okay, so this is finally melted. So here we have the beeswax and all of the butters. So I like to wear gloves. I can't stand having hot things in my hands. So let me put on my gloves. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour this solution very gently into the containers. I fill about a half to 3/4 of the way full. The deal is that the beeswax will shrink, okay? And so whenever it shrinks, it will leave a hole in the top, an indentation. And that's not comfortable on your lips. And so I like to leave a little bit of extra space at the top. That one I overfilled a little bit, but I will go back and fill it back in whenever it shrinks down a little bit. So this is what I do. I just try to fill each of these individually. Sometimes I get too much and it drips down the sides, which is not ideal, but just doing the best that we can here. So here we go. All the lip balms are done. So I just finished filling them up, waited for them to cool, put the lids on, and here we go. So pretty awesome. So the lip balms will be available tomorrow.